Tavian St. Clair looks the part of the backup for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that's good news going into the 2026 season where you're expecting a lot from Julian Sand, but let's talk about perhaps a worst-case scenario. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that Tavian St. Clair showed enough during Ohio State's spring game to solidify not just his spot as the number 2 on the depth chart, but as the heir apparent to Julian Sand going into the 2026 season? St. Clair, widely heralded as a presumptive favorite to take over the job for the Buckeyes, but you never can quite tell in this day and age of name, image, and likeness, immediate transfers, and what, might hold for the next 8 months in as far as Buckeye recruiting or even quarterback play. What we do know is we know QB1 and Julian St is good. And he showed that, even showed some wheels in the game against the defense, as it were, spring game today, where he rushed for a touchdown. Maybe he got tackled, maybe he wouldn't have, but he was also really good about spinning the ball around. What many people wanted to see was St. Clair and how much he had matured over the course of the last year. And it seems that he's done a pretty damn good job of developing himself into the kind of player that could be a starting quarterback for the Buckeyes, given just a little bit of time. He was 19-21, which is not great, but for 166 yards and a TD, but he looked like he had complete command of the offense and that it was running really well. This is also on top of, learning what Arthur Smith wants to run and how he wants to run it. I'm more curious than ever about just what Ohio State's quarterback situation is going to be in 2027, because we're entering into a third year where the guy that has started for Ohio State at quarterback has essentially been a transfer. Now, Sand was only at Alabama for just a little while before being released of his national letter of intent and then transferring. But you get my point here. That is going to be what many people say about Ohio State. Can Ryan Day develop quarterback? To which you go, yeah, duh. But without needing to go too deep into it, look at Kyle McCord and, of course, C.J. Stroud. That said, Will Howard's the guy that led them to the national championship, and Sand is the guy that has led them to a win against Michigan for the first time in 4 years. I'd also add in there that if Sand can get them to the national championship game, that would be as tremendous feat, I think, as anything else that a quarterback might be able to do as the starter for the Buckeyes. St. Clair, though, can lend more credence to this developing quarterbacks out of high school for big-time programs and perhaps winning championships with them. This is not as simple as it once was. I mean, if we're really taking a look at it, Fernando Mendoza was transfer quarterback, Will Howard, transfer quarterback, and then you got to get back to J.J. McCarthy, who, was the last guy to be recruited out of high school to his program to lead them to a national championship. Before then, you're going to Stetson Bennett. I guess you could count him, even though he went the JUCO route only to come back to play at Georgia. Of course, Joe Burrow, transferred from Ohio State. Trevor Lawrence was a homegrown true freshman phenomenon. But that's just, basically Trevor Lawrence is the guy that is the last starter for a team that he was recruited to before the transfer portal was invented. Remember, the transfer portal comes online October 2018. And since then, Mac Jones. Damn, my bad, Mac. I forgot about you. So it's not as out of the question as we might think it is. But for Sand, I think this is a pivotal year because he could be jockeying for the first spot in the 2027 draft with Arch Manning and, of course, Jeremiah Smith. But more than anything else, I think you're going to try to leave him out there a little bit more than you otherwise would and try to get Tavian St. Clair, enough to keep him happy. Some people would say, yeah, okay, Sand has nothing to prove. put him on the shelf just as soon as you can and blow out competitions and let St. Clair get as many reps as it can. And that might be a way to go. Like Ryan Day has also popularized this notion for me of against a team that you're probably going to beat, say Akron, maybe sit your starter and let your backup start that game, play that whole game. That's what happened with Kyle McCord in 2021 to 2022, the year that CJ Stroud went ham the second time around. I want to say that's 2022. It's a great strategy to not only get that guy significant playing time, but get him a whole game of playing without needing to burn a red shirt, or in the case of St. Clair, just get him on the field, right? And also let Julian Sand have a reprieve. There's nothing wrong with trying to keep that dude healthy and ready to go for the rest of the season. Matter of fact, that plays right into the thinking that Ryan Day has shown he's partial to when it comes to his football team. He's not thinking about beating people up, running away anymore. He is thinking about playing as little football as he can on the way to the national championship game. That means that they're going to limit possessions for themselves, but also for the other team. And they're going to build their entire philosophy around being healthy and injury prevention, which puts even more of an emphasis on what Sand is going to do in 2026, which may not make him a 4,000-yard passer. It could. May not make him a 40 TD passer. It could. And also, we're going to watch this run game and how it develops with Arthur Smith calling plays, because that's the thing he does well, and I think, frankly, that's the reason why he got the job. Ohio State's run game left much to be desired in 2025. I'd say it was the weakness of the offense. St. Clair adds a bit to that, as does Sand, if we're going to believe him running into the end zone after people back it off in coverage. I think for Ryan Day's part, he's got it. Like he's seen the year-to-year transformation. He actually said this in the post-game press conference. I think you can see the talent for sure. He threw some really nice balls down the field and then, missed as well. And some of the drives got stymied, but that's part of it. He has to learn from those things and continue to grow. Again, 6'4", 230, tremendous ability. We know what the arm talent is like. And we know that alongside guys like Chris Henry, he's going to have help. Like Henry looked every bit the 5-star that he's made out to be, man. Ohio State has had this really impressive run of receivers, and it doesn't look like it's ending with that guy entering into the locker room. We're probably going to look at a 5th straight year of an Ohio State wide receiver being selected in the first round. This year with Carnell Tate. Next year with Jeremiah Smith, it would be 7. Or 6. 6. With Henry, it could be 7 if he comes out early. Don't expect he will, but that's just what it's been over there, man. No other team has put out more than 3 years of wide receivers in the first round consecutively. That's pretty outstanding company. And to see the offense is firing like this after getting Arthur Smith just in January bodes well for the Buckeyes, who already have a really, really delicious schedule. They get to play Indiana in October. We expect that might be a game for the number 1 ranking in my rankings, in the college football playoff rankings, and in the AP rankings to come. But for now, they're able to get through spring practice mostly healthy, get guys that don't necessarily play snaps, a lot of snaps, 51 new players for the Buckeyes, and see exactly what your program is made of going into the summer. I'd say that's an A.